Hello, welcome to the Shaman Energy card readings for January 2025, and just clearing the energetic air for this month of new readings. Some people have been asking about shamanism and also indirectly about Reiki. Just to start off with, shamanism is a very ancient belief system. They found remains of shaman and cave paintings going back hundreds of thousands of years. There are famous cave paintings in France, and there's also been burials uncovered in Europe and in the Middle East. And I will provide some links or some comments to that in the show notes. But shamanism covers a lot of different cultures, mostly indigenous Ainu and Japanese Shinto, and it is an important part of Eskimo, Native American, and Celtic cultures. In Korea, shamanism is considered a folk religion that is distinct from Buddhism, Taoism, and Confucianism. In Tibet, shamanism was eventually replaced by Buddhism in the 9th and 10th centuries, but it came into Tibet in the 7th and 8th centuries, and prior to that, there were basically two types of shaman. A white shaman who dealt with and communicated with beneficial spirits, and black shaman who, as you probably guessed, communicated with negative, evil, and dark spirits. So if you wanted to have your crops and your livestock be well, grow well, and be productive, you would ask for a ceremony from a white shaman. If you, on the other hand, wanted to do something malicious and evil for a neighbor, you would go to a black shaman to cast a spell. And you've got the yin and the yang in that. When Buddhism came into Tibet in the 7th and 8th centuries and eventually became the dominant religion in the 9th and 10th centuries, the Buddhists, as you probably recognize, have saffron robes, and from those saffron robes came yellow shaman. When the Buddhists came into Tibet, they brought reading, writing, study, a monastic lifestyle. They built monasteries and worked with the local population, which brought them into connection with shaman. Shaman who adopted Buddhist teachings as well as continuing to practice shamanism became yellow shaman, and they would use Buddhist terminology, and even wear Buddhist clothing in the as they ministered to their tribes or their villages. Black shaman would not yield to this type of activity or change, and they were persecuted, and that's where we get white, yellow, and black shaman. The reason for bringing this up is that the founder of Reiki, Dr. Yusui, studied in Tibet in various monasteries. He learned Sanskrit, and he would read the original Buddhist manuscripts, and from that we get Reiki, which he introduced into Japan in the late 19th century, and then after World War II, many characteristics of Japanese culture became part of modern Western culture, and that's where Reiki comes into play. And there are many different types of Reiki, and I follow the Yusui Sheiki Ryo Tibetan Reiki, and of course Tibet, shamans, Buddhism, white shamans, black shamans, yellow shamans. That is where I get my connection, and that is what I'm attuned to. Is ultimately a form of Tibetan shamanism. So let's get on and look at the card readings for the first month of January 2025, and the first week is going to be, and now we're at the last week of January 2025, so this is the energy for the week of January the 27th, and the end of the month, this first month of the year. I'm going to take the last card. Card number 54, the crossing. Initiation. Are you going to initiate something which you've already wanted to have happen? Start taking that course. Do more to make the relationship that you're in with the people around you. Maybe an intimate partner, it may be colleagues, it may be friends. Are you going to spend time initiating more contact and better contact with them, or are you considering something that improves your own wealth? Not wealth, spiritual wealth, yes, but not necessarily monetary wealth or abundance. The crossing is a change in your attitude. As you can see, there's a very bright circle almost of light here, more like a portal, an energetic opening. And this can be physical, material, or it can be emotional opportunities that are coming to you. And it also is initiation of you being more gentle with yourself and more recognizing that life is not just a whole bunch of mechanistic integrations, people striving against each other to do better than somebody else. This is more about you. This is back to the Me Talks from January the 6th. This is being mindful. This is the Drifter from January the 20th. Mindful in January the 13th. A lot of emotional changes coming to you, and you need to be prepared to make it across the bridge there, through that portal into something better. And you'll notice that the portal is at this end rather than this end. You're not walking left to right. You're walking right to left. So this may mean that you're looking at something from the past which is going to carry you through into the future. And you're walking this way, not that way. The portal is here. You can see it, you can walk through it this way. Excellent card for the last week of January 2025. And we take the next bottom card, which is Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. When you start thinking about your life, there's a lot of activity and a lot of things that you do in life. From your youngest years, when you first go to kindergarten, when you first start to read, you first start to work with numbers. You're introduced to your 10 fingers as ways to count: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You're introduced to even and odd numbers. And later on, it's algebra, it's geometry, it's higher level mathematics, it's computer programming, it's using tools to simply build something, like working with your father to help him repair something on the car, Or it can be something much more foundational, such as deciding that you're going to follow a certain course in life, like medicine or dentistry or law or architecture, engineering, electrician, plumber. There's a lot of things that when you're working with your life and you're looking back, and you can pull things from your past which now serve you into the future. So preparations come to fruition. It's something you've done in the past, and it could be yesterday, it could be 20 years ago, it could be 30 years ago, it could be 40 years ago, that now comes to fruition. Life is not about today, yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It can be years ago. And emotional and physical and mental things which you prepared for and you studied or learned or experienced are now coming into fruition in a way that you had never expected them to come into fruition. This is another time in the Metox paradigm to sit back and think about what it is that you have that you can bring to the fore, so that you can work with them and incorporate them somehow into the current state. When I worked studying for certain certifications in the fitness industry, I never realized that 5-6 years later, those same skills, that knowledge would come to play when I was starting my scuba diving business, and I needed to understand the physiology of the body and how it reacts when you're 30, 40, 50, 60 feet underwater, and how your muscles absorb the oxygen and so forth that can create illnesses such as the bends. Yet I learned a lot of what I knew, what I learned in the fitness industry, a lot of the things which came and helped me at that time. So don't ever discard your past experiences and the positive things that came from those past experiences. And so as you detox every day, consider those things that you can bring forward to fruition in this last week of January 2025. Overall, this whole month has been very, very positive. Have a good day. So that's a great card reading for the day. Have a great day. Take care. Bye for now.